Congratulations, Johannes. It's a tough place to come. You must be delighted with that.
Yeah, of course, obviously. As a coach, you always wish for a win in your first game of the season, and that was not the case. So we've been waiting a little for this relief, but especially also for the fans that have been supportive and behind the team from day one. So I think it's well deserved, especially for the fans travelling here today.
Yeah, I mean, I did ask you obviously on Thursday about the first win. You were very quick to sort of play that down. You're out to win every single game, but does it feel, we could see the celebrations at the end between the players, the staff and the fans. It is big though, it's a big moment. It
is, but I think it also comes down to the attitude and the mindset that we played this game with today, where I think again we've talked so much about a strategy, younger players, a new way of playing, but there's been so much positivity from the players so far in this season. But of course they need that last or final step with a win, so they can really see, okay, when we perform like this, we also get the results. And I think today was both.
And also as well, first league win, but first league clean sheet as well. That's big in the context of, you said you've not been happy with maybe with some of the goals you've conceded, but second half particularly, Angus, I don't recall him having to do too much.
No, of course there's some set play situations we have to defend, and you always know that out of nothing it can become a chance or a goal, and we really have to be strong in that area of the game. And I think the guys were, because we allowed a little bit too many of these situations towards the end. So of course, as a team, when you're only up with one, there will be these 5-8 minutes towards the end where there will be some pressure, some tension in the game, and you really have to support each other and defend with everything you have. So I'm especially pleased with the last 10 minutes defensively.
Gosh, you made the 2 changes at half time. What was you sort of thinking behind that?
Yeah, I was not satisfied with the performance of the 2 guys. So
simple as that.
Simple as that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Mankwa, we know, Tuesday, the injury he had. I mean, do you think that might have been a factor in his first half?
Yeah, maybe, and it's fair. I also told them in halftime and after the game, that's how it is being a football player. You cannot always perform to your standards in every game you play. That's how it is. So make sure you go out there in second half and support the team in everything they need, and the boys did. So that's just how it is. And I think the good thing about it is that we have managed to find players and recruit players from outside that can then step in and make sure that we can perform a little bit better.
Yeah, and on the flip side, obviously the 2 came in, Anis and Oscar, and you could see straight away, particularly with Anis, the speed he moves the ball, that physicality he's got as well.
Yeah, he's used to the league, he's used to the culture and the country and everything, so the physicality in it especially he's used to. And then he's a natural football player, so he's calm on the ball even though he's under pressure, and can get out of some situations where you don't actually think it's possible. So what he did to the team was actually what we needed, because we needed even more control. And in second half, and he was a big part of a team where there was a lot of guys playing well, and particularly these 30 minutes start of second half, I'm very, very pleased with.
Just ask you towards the end there, Ben Kraseni, did he do anything there? He looked to pull up a little bit and then you got him off. Was there anything?
No, he was tired and he was about to cramp, just like some of the other players. So is this game on the touchline towards the end where you cannot do too many subs too early, because you have to save some for the last 5-8 minutes, and you can also see Borja signs. He ran out of energy towards the end. So that was how it was.
I mean, as we say, since Oxford, that's 2 draws and a win now in the league. And you've said all along, this is a process. It will take time. It's not going to be perfect, but you also need to be picking up results. And does it feel you've done that since the Oxford game?
I think we made sure that we got everything out of the Oxford game, because that was way below what we can expect from the team. I think it's more or less natural when you start to implement something new, but we have to be aware, all of us, that we should perform way better than what we did in Oxford. And I think since then we have managed to take a step more or less in every game we have played. I'm still not satisfied with some of the results, but I think we've managed to show where we are going, which direction we are going, what we actually want to do with this team. And of course, like everyone knows, a win is important. And what we got today was a win and a good performance.
I guess now you'd almost want another game off the back of this, but you've got 2 weeks to sort of reflect on it. But is that a good thing now? Because it's been a very busy period on and off the park.
There's so many games in this country. So every period there is during the season where there's actually possibilities for us to train with some players and analyse and start to work with them individually, I appreciate that. So you'll not hear me complain.
Just ask you, no Grant Hanley today. Just clarify, was there an issue there?
Yeah, he had problems with his ankle after the game against Crystal Palace. So we decided that it was better for him with an injection. He'd had it before, and that actually made him able to play again. But it takes a couple of days, 4 or 5 days, for him to get back on the pitch. So so he will travel with the national team squad and hopefully be able to play for them and making sure that when he's back home with us, he can play again.
Obviously, if we can just ask you one or two, the window's closed now. Did you have that beer last night? You said you were going to have when it was closed.
No, I fell asleep, so no beer, but maybe one tonight.
Yeah. But overall, I mean, deadline day start there. I mean, you managed to do the Annis deal and then bringing in Cade and Gordon.
Yeah.
Happy with that for a deadline day?
Yeah, I am. I think that's what we need. I was quite satisfied with the team because I have this belief in the guys that we have in here that it's just a matter of time before we see them take the next step and be even better in their performances. And I think what we saw today was exactly that. So I'm satisfied with the group, but of course we're always looking for how we can strengthen the squad, and I think we managed to do that here on the final day.
What do you like with young Gordon? Is he just slightly different to what you've got in wide areas? Do you feel?
Yeah,
his profile?
He's more like a dribbler, and what we have at the moment on the right side is more runners and maybe type of players that are more suited to run in the box and be a second striker more or less. So he gives an option a little bit like Borja on the left side. So we have a player that can do a little bit of the same. So again, more options, and depending on the game and opposition and so on, it gives us these options.
And obviously going out, Abu, the Hull clearly got to the numbers that you as a club felt was reflective of where you valued him. I mean, is that just obviously a player who didn't want to be here, so then it was about getting the best deal for the club? Yeah,
exactly. We spoke about it, that of course, even though a player thinks that another club is better for him, then we still need a transfer deal that we can accept and we think is all right. And I think we got the deal that we wanted here towards the end. I'm still sad that he leaves because I think he has potential to become a good player, and I think he would have been close and maybe also around the squad in the games that we've played so far. But that's how it is. Not every strategy and every club is for everyone. That's how it is, and it's better suited that we have players that can find their happiness somewhere else.
Yeah. And final one for you, just zooming out a little bit. I think I counted up. I mean, that was 8 players went out, senior players. I think 8 came in. That's quite in one window, particularly your first window, yours and Ben's. That's quite a lot of turnover.
Yeah.
But how do you assess it overall?
I think it was what we actually expected. That there will be some turnovers here. There will be some situations with players where it was better for them to go out, other environment, different environment, and of course also some players where we knew there will be offers, and it was just about us to find the best possible one. So there's been different cases with all of the players, but we knew that there will be some activity here for us, and that's also why I said the other day that we started quite early with this and started to look at players and having conversations more or less every day about how we should build the squad. So I'm happy now we know what we got for a couple of months at least, and we can focus only on the development of the team.
Thanks, Johannes. Cheers.
Cheers. I'd like to ask one question.
Yeah.
Can I just ask you about your captain today, Kenny?
Yeah.
He probably gave you everything you wanted in that performance. I mean, how pleased were you with him?
Yeah, but it's a simple answer to a simple question. Yeah, definitely, because I've not been, completely satisfied with all his performances so far. I think sometimes he needs to find that balance, taking risk or no risk. But I think today he was the heart of the team, always there, always to show for the ball, dictate the speed of the game, always an option, no matter where we are in the game. And I think that's exactly what we need from him. But it takes development also for a senior player to get to that level. But again, I see him every day working on what we are trying to build here, and he's curious also on feedback after games and so on. So he's approaching this exactly how I want it to be, and that's also why he's captain of the team today and made a really, really strong performance.
All good. Thanks everybody.